the myth of solitary success, why Black entrepreneurship thrives in community. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for this special conversation. I'm LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, and I'm truly honored to share with you some transformative insights that have the power to completely redefine how we think about success, entrepreneurship, and community. These insights come from my recent profound conversation with Misco Rogers, a visionary leader who isn't just participating in business, he's revolutionizing what success looks like in Black entrepreneurship. Misco has been a guiding light for countless entrepreneurs through his groundbreaking work with United Flow Technologies and his unwavering commitment to community building. His approach has transformed not just individual businesses, but entire ecosystems, showing us what's possible when we dare to challenge the status quo and embrace a more connected vision of success. Today, I want to challenge a narrative that has been holding us back for far too long. A story so deeply embedded in our collective consciousness that we rarely question it. We've all heard this story, haven't we? The lone entrepreneur burning the midnight oil, the solitary genius who bootstraps their way to success through sheer force of will. The narrative that says true achievement comes from outworking, outmaneuvering, and outlasting everyone else alone. This story is especially prevalent in conversations about Black entrepreneurship, where the hustle harder mentality has become almost sacred. We celebrate the exceptional few who seemingly conquered insurmountable odds through individual grit and determination. But what if this narrative isn't just incomplete? What if it's fundamentally destructive? What if the path to sustainable success for Black entrepreneurs isn't paved with solitary struggle, but with intentional community building and collective support? This is the revolutionary insight Misco Rogers shared with me, that while mainstream narratives emphasize individual hustle, the most resilient Black entrepreneurs are those who actively seek out and nurture networks, partnerships, and shared resources. They're turning what can feel like isolation into a powerful force for growth and innovation. This perspective challenges us to completely reconsider what strength really looks like. In our soft girl era community, we talk often about dropping the superwoman cape, about understanding that softness is not weakness, but a radical act of self love. The same principle applies in entrepreneurship. Seeking community isn't a sign of inability to handle challenges alone. It's a strategic decision that multiplies impact and sustainability. Let me share three key insights from my conversation with Misco that completely transform how we might approach Black entrepreneurship and professional growth. First, community is a catalyst. Success is not a solo journey. Building and participating in strong, supportive networks is essential for Black professionals and entrepreneurs to thrive. The mythology of the lone genius entrepreneur is just that, a myth. Behind every successful entrepreneur is a community that supported, challenged, and elevated them. Second, collaboration trumps competition. Strategic partnerships, mentorship, and resource sharing can accelerate growth and help overcome systemic barriers more effectively than going it alone. When we shift from seeing other Black entrepreneurs as competition to seeing them as potential collaborators, we unlock possibilities that simply don't exist in isolation. And third, visibility and representation matter profoundly. Creating spaces that honor and showcase Black excellence, such as dedicated markets and founders clubs, not only empower individuals, but uplift entire communities and inspire the next generation. When we see ourselves reflected in success stories, we begin to believe those stories are possible for us too. These aren't just nice ideas, they're backed by powerful real world examples that Misko shared with me. Examples that prove the transformative power of community in action. Consider the OBWS Founders Club, a collective created specifically to support Black entrepreneurs. Before this organization existed, many Black business owners were experiencing profound isolation, especially during the pandemic. They faced significant challenges accessing funding and lacked supportive networks that understood their unique experiences. The founders recognized this gap and built a structured community offering mentorship, business resources, and collective events like the Little Caribbean Night Market. The results have been nothing short of extraordinary. Members reported increased access to funding opportunities, business growth, and perhaps most importantly, a sense of belonging, that intangible but essential feeling that you're not walking this path alone. The club has hosted multiple high profile events, facilitated partnerships, and helped launch several successful Black owned businesses. Its model has been so effective that it's inspired similar initiatives in other cities, creating a ripple effect of Black entrepreneurial success nationwide. This example perfectly illustrates what happens when we replace the myth of solitary achievement with the power of collective support. Another powerful example comes from the Tujenge Africa Foundation, which focuses on empowering young entrepreneurs in Africa through education and mentorship. Young Black entrepreneurs in Africa face enormous systemic barriers, limited access to capital, and a scarcity of experienced mentors who understand their context. The foundation addresses these challenges by offering leadership programs, startup incubators, and regular networking sessions with seasoned executives. Alumni have launched successful ventures, secured funding, and built influential networks that continue to support their growth. Tujenge Africa was established specifically to bridge the gap between talent and opportunity for African youth, particularly in underserved communities. Its graduates have received international recognition and investment, and the foundation has expanded its reach across multiple countries, contributing to a new generation of empowered Black leaders and entrepreneurs throughout Africa. This example shows us the transformative power of mentorship and community across borders and generations. The third example Misco shared involves United Flow Technologies and Misco Waiter, which have expanded access to clean water solutions and business opportunities in municipal and industrial markets through strategic partnerships. Historically, Black professionals in the water technology sector have been underrepresented and face significant barriers to leadership roles and business ownership. By forming alliances and acquiring companies, United Flow Technologies has created pathways for diverse leaders, including those from Black communities, to participate in high impact projects. The platform has seen significant business growth, increased representation, and innovation in water solutions. The company was formed by consolidating several market leaders with a vision to foster diversity and inclusion in the industry. Through strategic acquisitions and national expansion, they've achieved recognition as leaders in process and automation solutions while creating broader industry diversity, improved community access to clean water, and new opportunities for Black entrepreneurs and professionals. This example demonstrates how collaboration and strategic partnerships can create systemic change and opportunity in industries where representation has historically been limited. Now, I want to pause here and acknowledge something important. For many of us, especially Black women, the journey to embracing community support can be complicated by the strong Black woman narrative that's been ingrained in us. We've been taught to handle everything ourselves, to never show vulnerability, to be the rock that others lean on. In our soft girl era community, we talk about this constantly, how learning to receive support is just as important as giving it, how protecting our peace sometimes means saying no to doing it all alone, how setting boundaries without apology creates space for genuine connection and collaboration. This applies powerfully to entrepreneurship. The strongest business leaders aren't those who never need help. They're those who know how to build and nurture the relationships that make sustainable success possible. As Misco Rogers emphasized in our conversation, this shift from isolation to community doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional effort and a willingness to be vulnerable about what you need. Here's what this might look like in practice. Instead of viewing other Black entrepreneurs solely as competition, see them as potential collaborators who understand your unique challenges. Instead of trying to master every aspect of your business alone, build a network of specialists who can complement your strengths. Instead of hiding your struggles, create safe spaces where honest conversations about challenges can lead to collective solutions. Instead of measuring success by how little help you needed, celebrate the community you've built and the doors you've opened for others. This approach doesn't just benefit individual entrepreneurs, it transforms entire communities. When Black businesses support each other, they create economic ecosystems that generate wealth, provide jobs, and inspire the next generation. The data backs this up. Research consistently shows that businesses with strong networks and mentorship relationships are more likely to survive, scale, and succeed long term. For Black entrepreneurs facing systemic barriers, these connections aren't just helpful, they're essential. But there's something even more profound at work here. When we shift from isolation to community, we're not just changing our business strategies, we're healing historical wounds. For generations, systemic forces have attempted to keep Black communities fragmented and isolated. By intentionally coming together, supporting each other's growth, and celebrating collective success, we're not just building businesses. We're reclaiming our power to define success on our own terms. This is what Misco Rogers has demonstrated through his work, that when we replace competition with collaboration, when we build tables instead of fighting for seats at existing ones, we create something more sustainable and more beautiful than any individual success story. I stand before you today, not just to share these insights, but to challenge you, to disrupt your thinking about what true success looks like. The mythology of the solitary entrepreneur has failed us. It has kept too many brilliant ideas from reaching their full potential. It has burned out too many passionate founders. It has robbed our communities of the collective power that comes from true collaboration. Today, I'm asking you to reject that mythology, to embrace instead a vision of success that is communal, interconnected, and sustainable. To understand that seeking support isn't weakness, it's wisdom. That building community isn't a distraction from your business goals, it's the foundation upon which those goals can be achieved. What would happen if we all made just one connection today? If we reached out to that entrepreneur we've admired from afar, if we created one space where Black professionals in our industry could gather, share resources, and support each other's growth, the revolution in Black entrepreneurship won't come from producing more solitary success stories. It will come from creating networks so strong, so supportive, and so interconnected that success becomes not the exception, but the expectation. This is our challenge. This is our opportunity. This is our responsibility to ourselves and to future generations. Will you join me in redefining what success looks like? Will you embrace the power of community as the true catalyst for sustainable achievement? Will you be part of creating a new narrative, one where we rise not alone, but together? The future of Black entrepreneurship depends on our answer. And I believe that future can be extraordinary. Thank you.